the Globe North America Alumni Organization. It is with great pleasure that I introduce Dr. Sheila Yule, who has been leading this effort with these Globe alumni since the beginning of the alumni program. And we're really happy to have her here, and I will let you take it away, Sheila. I believe she's going to be joining in with Matt via Skype, right?
So yes, I'm going to call Matt, but as any good teacher knows, you never say or do anything that a student can do. So I won't preempt this, except I do, and it's hard for Matt to present something, but I'd like to give you a way to wrap your mind around the alumni, and that is as Globe teachers and as Globe sponsors through the partnership, we have created a pipeline of concerned, committed citizens who are literate scientifically and so on. And so the alumni came, and I'm waiting for him to, if you notice, he's away. I'm hoping that he's going to come on in a minute, so I'm talking. When the kids graduate from grade 12, what happens? Do we just close that pipeline and then say you're on your own? So the alumni came to us just by they emerged from this pipeline, especially in Europe and so on. And I'd like to just change our frame as we look at it. Maybe we can say, especially in the college level, maybe a way to start notifying people that there are advantages. If you want to be a teacher and you want to be in a pre-service program that supports Globe and trains you in Globe, if you need some young people to do things in a grant, the Globe alumni, and instead of trying to plug them in, just realize that here is a cadre of the brightest and the best who have caring hearts. And so I'm going to try and call Matt right now. So, by the way, Matt was my 8th grade student, and the reason the alumni has just kind of come to me is because I believe that we bring them to a point we can't drop them. We now have to think of how we can let them progress and take their place in the world. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. Matt?
Hey, Sheila, what's going on?
Oh, we were just waiting for you. I saw the yellow light, and I thought if it doesn't turn green soon, you're playing with me, Matt.
Sorry, I was away, I guess.
Okay, good. Well, you are now. Let me introduce you to the North American Partners meeting and all of our partners here. And are you going to share your screen for the PowerPoint? Or do you just...
I think it has to be either one or the other, so the way it's worked in the past, unless you could do both.
Okay, I don't have two screens, so do you want to share your screen? And then come back on at the end?
Yeah, that's fine. Just you can pull up the PowerPoint and just, if you wouldn't mind, just clicking through it as we go.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Just a little bit of organization there. Here's PowerPoint.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Teresa. Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
If we had a camera, we'd scan. You'd see Bill Badeke, the
We've
people.
got your presentation showing.
Okay, great.
And Sheila will be the driver? Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Matt.
All right, thanks, Sheila, and hello, everyone. It's good to hopefully have a chance to see you all again. My name is Matt Finzel, as Sheila mentioned, and I'm representing the Globe Alumni organization, specifically for the North American region, and I'm just going to kind of give you all a quick update on what we've been doing and what we're planning on doing this coming year. So thank you so much for giving us a brief amount of time to speak with you all, and hopefully I'll make this as painless as possible, and it'll just move right into the next event that you guys have planned. So thanks again, and let's get started. So I wanted to start with this next slide, which should be a series of pictures pulling up. And why I wanted to start with this is just kind of the way we have envisioned Globe and what it embodies as a community, with all these different groups kind of coming together, from teachers to partners to Globe staff to parents to alumni, and eventually to the students themselves. And we see Globe as a pipeline of sorts of engaging these students to develop into aspiring young adults, whether it be in an environmental discipline or an unrelated field. We just feel like the Globe teaches students that, and that is what we have tried as Globe alumni to always carry with us in the projects and activities that we've done. And we're just so thrilled to be a part of this broader community. So I just want to kind of set the tone with that, and move on to the next slide, which is just a general progress report of what we've been up to. To start off with, we have currently 33 members. It depends on how you look, and if you notice, that's not a big jump in where we were last year to where we were this year. And the difficulty there, truthfully, lies in finding projects that alumni are willing and are interested in and to volunteer their time for. And it's proven really difficult when we find alumni and try to find projects for them that they're interested in and enthusiastic about taking and being a part of. Or vice versa, where we find projects but we can't find alumni that are willing to take a decent amount of their time to volunteer and work with that project for. So we're still working on that. It's proven to be a little bit difficult, but we're going to work through it and figure out the best way for it to for us to grow as an organization, and also come up with some interesting projects so that the alumni can get involved with. One example that we had, I'm not for sure if Peggy Folletta's in the office or in the audience. She may not. Okay. Well, anyways, that was just one example where one of her former students, who is now an alumni, had been in touch with me, and we were trying to find a few different projects that she could do, either on a local level or a regional level or an international level, and there just wasn't really anything that fit what she was hoping for. And we kind of lost communication and weren't really able to get anything for her to work for at the moment. So it was difficult to see that, but there are former Globe students and alumni that are really ready and willing, and we hope that as partners and GPO, that you guys will always look to us if there are any opportunities that come up, that you guys say, hey, we need some help here. Who can we get? That we're always willing and able to do that. And I think Donna had gotten me in touch with a current Globe student in Colorado who's doing some incredible things down there. So we're hoping that he can jump on board once he graduates this fall this spring. And I've been in communication with him. So thank you for that, Donna. And so a summary of what we've been doing. Nothing really new. We've done, our local environmental events, from clean sweeps to a few presentations, and then also we've participated in a number of the Globe web events that have taken place throughout the year. As technology currently changes, and as this whole social networking media thing has come into play, we've had to work with that and integrate that more so into our website design at globalumni.com and a few of our other project websites. So that's been an interesting update. And on a smaller project level, but more international level, we've worked with the Sri Lankan Globe alumni and helped to get them more involved and participated in a few of their initial meetings, along with helping a Globe Ukraine workshop, developing some Globe alumni and Globe presentation and literature for them. And larger projects, GS Pals, Globe School Pals, Next Generation, which I think most of you all are familiar with. If not, please feel free to get in touch with me or to talk to Sheila Yule after this presentation. I'm sure she'll fill you in. And myself and Juan Diego, the Latin American and Caribbean alumni representative, are going to be starting to work towards a collaborative project on that end. And NGO, we're still in the process of developing that. That really comes along with getting a few extra alumni that are motivated and willing to make this commitment, so that we can move on and have a really solid board to carry this nonprofit organization with, because right now it would be mainly just myself, and I'm still waiting to hear from a few other alumni who are really willing to take a more of a leadership role, which I'll get into in some later slides. So next slide, Sheila. It should be GS Pals. This is kind of our flagship project. This is where myself, I spent most of my time last year working with a Peru school, San Ignacio, and the Anoka River Valley School up in Shagaluk, Alaska, developing a migratory collaborative bird study project there, which had tremendous success. And it's something that, as we move forward with this project, that we're really hoping to use that as a model, because it was just it was not only exciting to see, but inspiring to see that these both sides, at the Peru and the Alaska side, that they were so enthusiastic about carrying this project forward. And we held a few video conferences, and then they did some preliminary, middle research, and then now we're hoping to follow that up and have them develop some sort of report / presentation that we're hoping to present sometime this year as well, once the Latin American schools get back in session. So yeah, that's basically it from GS Pals. I guess we can move on to the next slide. Then there's also just an added thing. We were able to do some networking and share our experiences with GS Pals at the International Polar Year Oslo Science Conference last June. And that was a great way for myself and our European alumni representative, Thomas Tunkel, who is a lead in GS Pals as well, and sharing our ideas and getting some ideas, as well as some teachers and schools who would likely be willing to or joining us in the future on this project. So we were really excited about that, and just wanted to share that with you all as well. So now to the, I guess, to the heart of the presentation. Where are we going next? Where are we heading in 2011? As I've emphasized in previous slides, the student research connections and specifically the Globe School PAL project, and developing this sort of pen pal collaborative web-based project is key. And from there, we're just going to continue to add schools, along with developing more of a social network integration, which is one of the things that, when we asked our teachers and students to provide feedback, that was one of the things that they had hoped for, is that we could somehow integrate Facebook or Twitter into this more so, which we had been hesitant to do in the past, and we're looking to increase the usage within that respect in the next year. And then also we're hoping to even become more involved with the GPO sponsored events that we always see in the news and the updates. And that's more so on a local level, to where we try to organize small events, either through the local environmental organizations or the schools involved, to increase participation within those events. So the communication is another big thing. We're hoping to go more directly to the teachers and students to see, what we can do to help, along with the GPO and partner communication. And I know that I'm going to be a lot better about communicating with you all and seeing, if there is anything that we can do just to keep us in mind, and B, we'll always be in touch to see if there's anything we can help you all out with. A few other things is branding the alumni organization. We're looking at creating a whole new logo. I think you'll probably see our older, kind of outdated, but it's a really nice logo up on the bottom right-hand screen of the presentation.
Those are two alumni at the bottom right now that are usually they'll connect with me. There's one from India and one from Africa. One from India and one from Africa. Sorry, I just pointed something out, Matt. Tom Su and the fellow from Madaranga from India just showed up on Skype.
The Sri Lankan. Yeah. So we could call them in. That'd be
No, keep going.
All right. I see that I'm running out of time. So
yes, you are.
Yeah. I've got a timer right here, guys. I'm trying to keep track. Branding. So we're working on a new logo for us, and kind of a new kind of a brand, whether it's a slogan of some sorts as well. We've added an events calendar to our globalumni.com page to hope that we can maybe even integrate that in somehow with what's going on in the Globe website. If there are any events that we can post on there, and at least have that be visible to our alumni that check that site, so that they have the opportunity to say, oh, this is an event that I would like to get involved with, or how can I? And we're hoping that will increase either A, alumni participation, and B, maybe even recruitment. So and then last is alumni leadership restructuring. I had mentioned this a couple slides ago, and that's basically having more of, instead of it's kind of been a single alumni in charge of each region, into a more it'd be basically 3 alumni would be assisting in the alumni leadership role in each region, to where the work is spread out a little bit more, and we feel like this would be a much more efficient way of running things. So that's kind of where we're at. I know I'm again running out of time, so that's about it. I hope that you guys please keep us in mind, and I will be in touch, and I hope to hear from you soon as well. If there are any questions, please feel free to email me. I believe the contact information would be on the literature that should be there. If not, it is can be available through Sheila. I'm sure she would be able to provide that with you all.
Does anybody have a comment or a quick question for? Yeah.
Become science teachers, or do they go on and do something else altogether? I was just curious about your expectations about recruiting students for various purposes.
Okay, I'll take that at first, Matt, and then you can talk. The question was, what kind of careers are the alumni going into? We don't have any criteria. It seems that for what kind of a career you're going into, it is just your willingness to move on and to work as in support of the Globe program, and move forward into whatever career you have. One of our leaders is a lawyer. However, we are finding, and this is where, Matt, maybe you could speak to it, we are finding that a lot of them do go forward in science, like Matt himself is in environmental science. Do you want to just speak to that quickly, Matt?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and it's something that we, from 5 years ago, we've been trying to track, and we actually have developed some sort of a database where we do have what the alumni have been doing, or what the alumni are doing, or what they're planning on doing. And yeah, we do feel that I think most of the alumni who would like to be active and volunteer tend to be in that science-oriented, technological, or maybe even engineering discipline. But we still have, for example, the student or the alumni that I was speaking about earlier, she is a computer science major, but Globe has had an impact on her, and she, was willing to continue to work with the program. So it's exciting. I think it may be a little bit swayed towards the science, but at the same time, I think there's areas that we try to develop projects and activities that any sort of discipline can jump right into. So.
Well, thank you very much, Matt.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Matt, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you later, and thanks for all the good work you're doing.
Will do. Thanks. Have a good day.
All right. Bye-bye now.
You too.
All right. Well.